Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, on this windy, blustery Sunday afternoon to the Dam and the Yarra Valley Hockey Club here for My Sport Live and the GameClothing.com.au Women's Premier League, which will start later in the day. Up next, we have the Men's Vic League 1. My name is Kin Smith, and I'm joined by Caleb Scanlon, and we are out at Yarra Valley today for this 1v4 clash in the Men's Vic League 1 competition. Sorry, 2v4 clash in the Men's Vic League 1 competition. Caleb, a very windy welcome to you.
Thank you, Kin. It was a beautiful morning, and then now we're seeing a few grey clouds rolling over. But beautiful setting out here in Yarra Valley, and I like that you call it the Dam. It's just perfect.
Well, interestingly, it's called Yarra Valley, but it's nowhere near the Yarra Valley.
Yep, that's a good point.
It's in Belfield, which is basically smack bang between Heidelberg and Ivanhoe, so in the inner eastern suburbs. And but tucked away here next to, it's a little bit of a sporting hub around. We've got the Ford Park not too far from here, which is the home of a couple of football clubs. We're not too far from a fair few of the Northern Footy League teams. We've got tennis, which is right next to the club rooms, but a great place to come and play, and looking forward to being here all day. I think most people know that this is my home.
Yep.
So up on the screen at the moment, we've obviously got our supporters that come through and allow us to do what we do in our sponsors. And currently the Men's Vic League 1 just taking centre stage, the reserves.
Nice goal.
Yarra Valley putting away another goal to lead 7-1 over the old Xaverians. So this game has about 2 minutes to go, and then we'll roll into our pre-game of the Men's Vic League 1. We have so much to get through because we will try to cover both the Premier League from yesterday in the men and the Vic League 1, just because there's so much going on in both teams, and especially looking forward to next week. There's a couple of crucial games that are going to decide relegation. They're going to decide home field advantage. They're going to decide who's actually got another round after next week. We've got a fair few teams that are looking to cement their spots in the Premier League. And here at Yarra Valley today, we have 2v4 in the Men's Vic League 1. Pretty much set, the Vic League 1 finals, but really exciting to see the teams really start to heat up. This will be our first look on the live stream at Joel Hamilton playing for Old Xaverians. Basically came across from Powerhouse for the last part of the year. Hadn't played for Powerhouse at the start of the year. So he is going to be one player that a lot of people will be watching. And as such also, they'll be taking on the second place Yarra Valley. When the first time they met, it was a win to Yarra Valley when they played at Alga Park. So they'll be looking to see if they can build on that again. And we'll bring you that all throughout the day. And then followed up by the Yarra Valley ladies versus the Tem Hockey Club in the Women's Premier League. So we have a heap to get through, and around 20 minutes until the next game kicks off. So what we might do is dive straight into the Men's Premier League results from yesterday and go through some of this as you can enjoy the last few minutes of the reserves, the last 33 seconds to be exact, up there. So in the Men's Premier League yesterday, we had a couple of results that have really allowed that to stay very, very tight. First of all, we had Southern United 3-1 over Mentone. Now, this relegation battle, we will be bringing you, I think, live scores throughout the day. We can do that of Brunswick versus Tem, which in the grand scheme of things, depending on what happens there, one of those teams will still be in the gun next week should something happen. That will allow Mentone to, if they win, they will actually swap with potentially whoever loses that game. So absolutely huge in regards to that. We'll keep an eye on that throughout the day. That is the end of the reserves match, 7-1 to Yarra Valley. In the Men's Premier League, MCC 4-2 over Altona. Now, there was a rival stream up yesterday. There was... I guess a
pirate broadcast.
A pirate broadcast from the Snake Pit out there at Altona. Great day for it, and a couple of really cracking games between MCC and Altona. You were there all day, so you might give us a little bit of an insight into what happened in that game.
Yeah, sure. So we had the women's up first, and I should say first off the bat, big thank you to Matt Brotherton for jumping in and helping balance the commentary box a little bit, because I am from Altona Hockey Club, and he brought that that kind of equality into it. And the women got off to a nice win for Altona. They walked away with a 2-1 victory in the end, and then the men's MCC walked away with a very comprehensive 4-2 victory. It was a cracking game, and it was a cracking day. We also had the Altona Family Fun Day, which was a bit of fun, and a lot of kids, big crowd, and I think the weather just allowed for that all to happen. And it was great that we could broadcast as well. So thank you to Anytime Fitness for allowing that to happen. And hopefully the broadcast today is just as good and we have 2 cracking games.
Yeah, absolutely. So a 4-2 victory to MCC in that regard for that one. Now, that it did. It had an important bearing on the finals there. I mean, that game was basically for Altona to stay in touch. They would have gone almost equal, or next week would have become really spicy.
I think so. If Altona had have won, then they would have mathematically still been a chance, and they needed Essendon to lose to Doncaster, which segues pretty well into Essendon upsetting Doncaster in what was a pretty fascinating game.
Yeah, absolutely 2-0. I mean, look, all the teams here have the quality to upset Lotus, but to be honest, that probably wasn't the safe money.
Yep.
If you're looking at betting, Doncaster have been in some brilliant form as the Yarra boys just get in and sing the song. So, look, you wouldn't have put money on that.
No.
To be perfect, and that's not being disrespectful to Essendon. I just think at the moment you're looking at a team that is really pushing top 4 versus one that's holding their place in the 8.
Yeah.
Doncaster have been scoring a phenomenal amount of goals. They've been in scary form in front of the net the last few weeks. So, but that is fascinating because it does a couple of things. First of all, it keeps Essendon in 8th. They would have dropped out. You would have had Powerhouse in 8th. And the other thing is, for Doncaster, that actually means that they dropped out of, they could have gone to 4th. So that's cost them potentially that top 4, at least for this week. So massive result there. Footscray 5-4 over Hawthorn.
Yeah, and a shootout. Defence is overrated. Just score more goals than the other team, according to Hawthorn.
It's a solid strategy. So Footscray 5-4 over Hawthorn, which actually kept Hawthorn also out of the 8. So, and Footscray, that was really required for them to stay in touch as well. It brings home next week between Doncaster, Footscray, and Greensborough is a real shootout for either the double chance in 4th but you're playing away, or 5th place elimination but you're playing at home. So there's going to be some massive games, and Footscray play Brunswick, Hawthorn play Melbourne Uni, Greensborough play Southern.
It's a fascinating. We talked about it 2 weeks ago, but finishing 5th and finishing 4th with the new home ground advantage. Not saying that a team like Greensborough would favour finishing 5th as opposed to finishing 4th, but having to go on the road and play a team in 4th position, yes, you get the second chance, but if you get a bit of momentum, you win that first final at your home ground, and you get to go and play the loser of one of those preliminary finals. I think that's what they're called, preliminary finals. It's a fascinating, not choice, but a different set of events that could happen.
I think it's one of those, to be honest, I think it's one of those things that commentators talk about to spend a few minutes talking about it. If I'm a player, I'm like, I want double chance, I want 4th.
Yeah.
Anytime, anywhere, any place, any team, let's go.
Yeah.
And I think, but you're almost thinking, not that you would deliberately, or not deliberately, favour finishing 5th, but it just would be nice to play in front of your home ground. You're going, oh, we might not get that chance again. You know, so I think that's what more would be playing on your mind. You're like, this would just be so much fun, versus you know that you have to finish 4th. You know you want the double chance. But Footscray, that keeps it interesting. Waverley 6-0 over KBH, big bounce back after this, I guess you would say, surprise loss.
Yeah, MCC, a bit of
MCC.
momentum.
Yeah, which brings them into the finals in a nice run of form. Chances are, I mean, look, they're going to end up in, you would think, they're going to end up in an elimination final against Doncaster or Essendon, you'd think. Depending, as well, though Footscray can go up or come down. So, yeah. I mean, really, at the end of the day, we have no idea what's going to happen. But, we'll follow those games next week. We'll be at Melbourne Uni at the State Hockey Centre on Sunday to bring you that game. So we'll be able to go through it all. Camberwell 3-1 over Greensborough. That was 3 versus 4, which I mean, didn't see the game, but that's close.
Yeah.
Camberwell 3-1 over Greensborough. I believe it was at Greensborough. So, that's the same thing. Home field against certain teams. I think you just got to try and play your best hockey and move from there. But it brings us to, next week we have Essendon versus Powerhouse. So that's going to be, at the moment, that is 8th versus 9th. And Powerhouse have a better goal difference, but they need to win. They absolutely have to win. If they don't win, they will not be in the finals. It is as simple as that.
Huge.
Essendon, which means Essendon, if they lose, are out, regardless. Like, it doesn't matter, because even if no one else gets any points, Essendon won't go ahead of Powerhouse. So that's a win and you're in. kind of scenario, and I think every coach dreams about giving one of those speeches. You know, you're in the people turn up, and it's win or you're in. And we've also got, as we said, Melbourne Uni versus Hawthorn, which is going to be another one. Now, Melbourne Uni aren't in contention for the finals, but you know they could ruin Hawthorn's day. So you know, Hawthorn really what they're wanting a draw between Essendon and Powerhouse, and they want to win, and that would actually see them leapfrog both at the moment. So, and then Greensboro versus Southern, Footscray versus Brunswick. I'm gonna tip Footscray in that game. So you're thinking, you know, that they will go to 37 points. Greensboro will have to knock off Southern potentially to retain that 4th spot. So they might get a silver lining to a loss in regards to a home final.
I think it's important to note the fact that last year we wouldn't really be talking about these hypotheticals between 5th and finishing 8th. I think it's so great that HV has implemented the home ground advantage, and there is a little bit more weight on, as I said, finishing 5th as opposed to finishing 8th. While we all love going to the State Hockey Netball Centre and watching all of the final series, having that home ground advantage is huge, and it means you get the home crowd, get all the locals down. And yeah, it is an advantage finishing higher up on the ladder. Yeah,
and look, I mean, that's the thing. Like, so next week, Camberwell play Waverley, and that's for home field advantage.
Yeah.
So if Camberwell lose or draw, they will be travelling to Waverley. It's as simple as that. If they win, Waverley go back to Camberwell. So there's a potential. And my understanding is that game is at Waverley.
So that one there, Waverley win. Camberwell are going to Waverley 2 weeks in a row.
Yep.
It'll be an interesting one. Firstly, if you get the win, but you also get a good look at the other team and see what they're doing on corners for the following week in that first final.
Yeah, I mean, because see, that's the other thing. You were saying that last year that game doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's a dead rubber. Either way, we're going to be playing each other, right? This game, you need to play, so you can't hold anything back. If you must win to try and get that home field. So if you've got your variations, if you've got combinations of player lines that you've been holding on to, your hand is forced.
Yeah. I'd love to see Waverley just every short corner, Damon Steffens from the top,
and that's it,
giving nothing away.
But do they do much else than that anyway? I mean, like, no, they do. That's disrespectful. They certainly do. But
why do you have to do anything more if he's thumping them into the back of the net?
So or the top corner, or wherever he rifles them. So that's a fascinating little snapshot of what might happen next week, and I'll be certainly tuning into Altius and refreshing. And we were talking a little while ago, and I'm going to go off on a bit of a tangent with the Altius thing. What Altius development crew, if you're listening, this is, and I know you're not, but that's okay. What you need is an app that connects to that, and what you need to be able to do is select games and what you want to be notified of. Because I don't want to have to check it and refresh it. I just want to have it in my pocket, and it vibrates when, Yarra Valley goal, 36th minute, Tom Meaden. And I just, Waverley, yellow card, X person that minute. That's just what I want to see. And then you could have all the notifications coming through, and that'd be awesome. So anyway, that's
no, I
that's my little idea.
Agree. It seems like it's a little bit like it's a fantastic service, and I remember 3 years ago having to go onto the Hockey Victoria website and waiting a couple of days for it to refresh. I think it's fantastic that we have live updates.
Yep.
Spot on. It just needs an app. And
just so you can get those notifications just in your pocket, and you're like, oh, goal, yep. And then you can have multiple games going. So anyway, that's completely irrelevant really to what we're trying to talk about here, but it was a good idea. So
tell us a little bit about the Yarra Valley squad today. You're from Yarra, so you'll know a fair bit. Who are some of the danger players, and who's had a cracking season so far? Yeah,
so well, if we've got, I believe we have the team sheets ready to go. So what we'll do is we might go through those very quickly, and then we'll head into yesterday's results for the Vic League 1, because there's going to be some important games next week as well for the relegation in Vic League 1. So I think first up, we might go through the home side, Yarra Valley there, and the players lining up today. So we've got the goalkeeper, number 1, Tom Dial. Number 2, Stuart Manderson. Number 8, Zach Coulton. Number 9, Matt Lovell, the captain. Number 11, Owen Pitt. Number 14, player coach, Alex Mason. Number 16, Graham Midgley. Number 17, James Thompson. Number 18, Harry Broad. Number 20, Cam Willis. Number 25, Errol Winnan. Number 27, Sam Cosgrave. Number 31, Mitch Winnan. Number 32, Elliot Winnan. Number 36, Tom Meaden. And number 45, Jack Hopper. So that's the Yarra Valley side, and then on the other side we have Old Xaverians, which we have number 1, Xavier Jordan, number 4, Mark Simkus, who I don't believe is playing today. We do have number 3, Joel Hamilton playing. The goalkeeper, Alistair McDonald-Moss. Number 14, Jake Kimber-Thompson. Number 16, Chris Gleeson. Number 20, Nick Kelly, who I don't believe is playing today. James Wilton. Number 21 is playing. Number 27, Tim McCarthy. Number 32, Liam O'Brien. Number 47, Julian McCarthy. Number 38, John Howe, maybe on the list as well. Number 41, Pat Besson. Not listed on the game day sheet, I don't believe taking part. Charlie Buxton. Number 52, Cal Fraser. Number 54, Jamie Buxton. Number 55, Adam Gardner. Number 61, Alex Besson. Number 63, Harrison Georgiou. And number 111, Guy Starkins. So they're the Old Xaverians team. Look, I mean, very quickly, there's obviously we were in Premier League last year and came back down to the Vic League 1 comp this year. Some players moved on and retained playing Premier League at other clubs, but we were really fortunate in that we have a really good connection with some of the country cities in Shepparton and Bendigo through one of our players, James Thompson, who came across from Latrobe, and he spoke to basically some players that were looking to come and test themselves. So we've actually picked up basically 3 extra players last year. So
from Shepparton as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure from Shepparton specifically. We do have a couple of guys from Shepparton who play in our 3s and 2s. But so number 2, Stewie Manderson, came over from Waverley. Was mates with the country boys and came to play some Vic League 1. Zach Coulton as well had played at Latrobe, also originally from the country. Just got back from the Australian Country Champs where James, Zach and Stewie won bronze with some of the guys from Geelong. So that's why there was half a Yarra team and half a Geelong team missing last week because they were all in Shep, I think, playing country champs. So then Harry Broad, who's also another country lad, actually lives in Sale and comes to play for us each week. So he trains once and plays, and then so those are the few country boys that have really fitted in well. They've brought a really good sort of outlook on the game, really positive. They love their hockey, so it's been great to have them. And I mean, Tom Dial has stepped up this year, coming up from our reserves keeper last year. Our keeper Tom Cole, who was with us in Premier League, went to Melbourne University. Basically said, "Hey, my body's probably got one more crack at Premier League in me, so I'm going to do it." And Tom Cole, who is at Melbourne Uni, was one of the best servants of Yarra Valley that we've ever had. So he went on the best of terms, and Tom's stepped up this year, which is he's played in a lot of indoor state teams and things like that.
Great.
So, and look, then there's a lot of players that have been there for a fair while. So one player that's really impressed this year in his first real full season of top level hockey is Tom Meaden. He is he's either leading or second in the goal scoring, and he's a really quick, dynamic young forward. He's only sort of 16 years old, so he's got pace and can really hit a goal. So he's been playing really well. But there's a lot of players that have played a fair bit of Vic League 1. We've finally got all 3 Winnan brothers in the same team. So there was a game where we had all 3 Winnans and all 3 Meadens. So we had two sets of 3 brothers, and we also had, and there was another set of brothers that was in there. So that's kind of how that all sets up.
Awesome. Makes it easy to commentate when you can say either Meaden or Winnan.
Most of the time. Yep.
When in doubt.
So, and look, one of the big unfortunate injuries, Will Rutley is unavailable today. Made the Australian schoolboys team. Phenomenal young talent. Unfortunately, has a sore shoulder today, so he's not available, which is really disappointing. But he's been away for the last 4 weeks, so he was
with
away
the under-16s SSV.
Correct.
Side? Yeah, great.
And missed some time earlier this year playing cricket in England too. So
cool.
One of those kids that just picks up something and is invariably good at it. Great. So that's kind of how that all sets up. And the Xaverian squad, obviously, we saw last week. Now, no Mark Simkus this week, but they do welcome back Joel Hamilton. And then they've got a few of their other movers. Chris Gleeson with that great goal towards the end of the game to draw. So we're looking for him on penalty corners as well. I liked the work of Guy Starkins, or Starkey, whatever his nickname was at that stage. But I think they really need to... Last week, Xavs really need to use the midfield a bit more. There was lots of options for them to move in. I think with Hamilton there today, that offers a really different challenge. But I was also really impressed last week with the game of, if I can find the name, Jamie Buxton played well as well, and Adam Gardner too.
Great.
So there's a few players there. Obviously, Paul Richards has been there for a long time coaching and was at Brunswick before then. So I think it'll be a great challenge today.
I'm really looking forward to it. We haven't had a chance to watch the Vic League 1 league so far on the live stream, so it's going to be a great glimpse into the league and some of the players that we don't get to see or hear about that often.
Yeah, as well. And I mean, you know, there's always sort of great sort of stories that come through teams.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people that, you know, I guess from a home club perspective, and it would be remiss of me not to give that. You know, there's a lot of players that have dedicated a lot of years to the clubs, and whenever we go, that's what we find. You know, same with when we went to Geelong last week, same when we go to Altona, same when we go anywhere. You know, these clubs thrive on volunteers and all that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we might take a very short break. We've only got about 5 minutes prior to the pushback for this game, so we'll take a very short break, a couple of short ads, and then be back right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dam and the Yarra Valley Hockey Club. Just a few minutes before this 2v4 clash in the men's Vic League 1 comp. The Yarra Valley team just getting together there on your screen prior to pushback, and looking forward to this one. We have our umpires in the middle, Jai Brown, Leo Fitzgerald. We saw Leo last week on the live stream at Geelong. Did a great job there working with Nation McDonald. So we've had consistent themes running all the way through. We've had Altona commentators, Altona umpires. Now we're out at Yarra Valley. So now, last year we did have a dog on the pitch incident when we did the live stream at Yarra Valley, and that is absolutely 100% spot on, because the amount of dogs that on a big day here, we've spoken about this many times, the amount of dogs that you'll get running around in the area just under the clubhouse is something to behold. So there's lots of little knitted jumpers that run around, and larger dogs straight up just wearing playing tops. It's fantastic. So we're dog friendly.
There's some great dogs around. There's a great little sausage dog just scooting around at the back there with its tum close to the ground. We had a parrot at Altona yesterday, we kept picking it up on the mics as well. It was squawking quite loud. A few pirates had docked their boat just at Altona Pier, and
That's terrible.
I couldn't work it out. I think it was for the family fun day. It was great. But yeah, I agree with you. More dogs, the better.
We've had a bit of a running battle in that some clubs we've seen no dogs allowed signs, and we're not about that, are we, at all? Ladies and gentlemen, we've got to sharpen up and set this rudder straight. We're about to push back here in the men's Vic League 1 competition, 2v4, Yarra Valley versus Old Xaverians.
Looks like Joel Hamilton's going to be starting at centre half for the Old Xavs, and it's going to be number 32, Liam O'Brien, rolling it back. An aggressive setup by Yarra. Just off screen, they've got 3 defenders up nice and high. Going to try and get on the score sheet nice and early here. Back it goes to Joel Hamilton. Looking to go over the top early. Well intercepted, though, by the Yarra midfielder.
Brought down by Jack Hopper. Mitch Winnan now on the ball. One of the 3 Winnan brothers off the foot of Stewie Manderson. Ball through the middle. This will be picked up by James Thompson. James Thompson forward, just outside the reach of Meaden. Picked up by Old Xavs again. They gather on the left-hand side.
Good play here by bit of back and forth from Yarra and applying the pressure. Great play by Wynn and good intercept.
Mitch Winnan steps in front and just can't bring that on. A little bit fumbly at the start, both sides here. Just a couple of wayward passes. Winnan will pick this one up again. Pops it through. Manderson has Elliot Winnan on the outside. Just the work of Adam Gardner there, trying to hold it for his side. That goes up high. No, it's come out, deemed legal. So Mitch Winnan wears number 31, Elliot Winnan wears number 32, and Errol wrecked it by grabbing number 25. Hamilton with the ball goes up and over, brings it down. That's run down by Winnan, and that's a great tackle by Mitch Winnan through to Elliot Winnan, goes round, goes past, that's up high.
Back to Mitch Winnan's tackle there. That is not an easy tackle to execute. Always running the risk of grabbing a stick on the way through, giving away a stick check.
Lots being allowed to carry on here. Mason outside to Elliot Winnan, cuts across, gets some treatment, gets the free hit. Mason takes off, has Pitt deep. Pitt will stretch out the 38-inch stick and bring that and try to go baseline. Cuts in, well done. Flicks it up forward. Errol Winnan, can he finish? Pops it forward. Yes, and that's punched home by the captain, Owen Pitt. Normally at centre back. Raises the fist. That's great work by the Yarra Valley captain. Breaks the line, runs the baseline. You'll see it here with strength. Rips inside, rides a tackle. Great umpiring by Leo Fitzgerald, and that is put back in the path of Pitt and finished home. Yarra Valley on the sheet, only 2 minutes in.
Great reward for effort because he got the ball in the D and he could have held back, but he kept going on. Got the cleaned up in front of the goal, and that's a great first goal for Yarra through Pitt.
Normally lines up at centre back or a wing half or one of those, but with I mean, and he's done this for so long, but the pace and the reach and the strength he has, he is a matchup nightmare for defenders at all of 85 kilos and 6'3", and one of the fittest guys you'll meet. He's always causing problems, and
a broad chest as well.
And
I see barrels.
I see the form of his dad, Duncan Pitt, just standing next to the tent.
Chance here for Old Xavs. Well intercepted though at the back. I think that was Manderson. No, it wasn't. It was Cosgrave. My bad.
Mr. Pitt was a teacher at my high school, and actually taught the father of Will Rutley. So
right.
yeah, so the Pitts and the Pitts and those people with the learning stylings of Mr. Pitt have been here for a long time. And Owen's sister, Bronwyn, plays at MCC too.
Oh, fantastic.
Searching ball down the sideline, looking for Errol Winnan.
Bronwyn scored a very nice goal yesterday for MCC. Great player.
Played a long time at Yarra, but made the shift to test years ago. Test herself at the Premier League level. Thompson on the right-hand side. Lots of space in the midfield. Manderson gets off Hamilton. Hamilton will pick this one up through the middle. Doesn't have much to go to. There's out numbers for Yarra Valley, just showing his composure. Pops that back into the midfield. Winnan comes in, stops the ball.
Chris Lever on the ball. Oh, but my bad, sorry. It's actually the captain, Callum Fraser now. Sends it deep. It's in the pocket. It's a difficult spot to work it. It's going to have to go the big arc. Does so, collects the body. A strong whistle, but it's not going to be a short corner.
I think that's the warning, though.
Yep. Going to want to try and find Joel Hamilton here. He's unmanned. Back it comes. Here he is, Hamilton. Good tackle applied. Looks up and it's all yellow. Gets through, gets a shot. Great save made by the Yarra goalie. Now Yarra just get to catch their breath here.
So Mason wins the free hit. Just settles it down a little bit. Didn't have much to go to there. They'd pressed up nicely, Old Xavs. You'll see here the save. That's almost the clear. That's the clearance.
It was a great first save, and then good awareness from Cosgrave just to clear it out. Didn't want to go back across goals. Went wide. Breath of fresh air. Here we go. Chance for Old Xavs. Well mopped up though by Jimmy Thompson at the back. Now there's a chance out. They're out. They've got even numbers ahead. Tries to pop it through, but
that's well picked off by Tim McCarthy, the number 27 for Xavs. I had Tom Meaden streaming forward down the middle. Only one wearing a headband today, I think.
Old Xavs ball. Just on the half line here.
So lots of space on the far right-hand side of the pitch, but Joel Hamilton in the middle of 5 Yarra Valley players there. It was something that I noticed last week in their games that Old Xavs could have been really damaging against Geelong if they'd had confidence to go through the midfield. And that's a good run by Jack Hopper. Xavs take off. They're in this right-hand corner.
Charlie Buxton sends it down the line. Well intercepted though. That was great defence by Jimmy Thompson. Great save made.
Meaden now can drive. He's got space. He's got Errol Winnan in a whole lot of territory. Winnan cops a couple of challenges. Oh, it's deemed to have not been a stick check and come off the foot. Did come off the foot of Winnan. Harry Broad chases back. It's Cosgrave and Broad trying to put the pressure on here. Goes back to number 12, Chris Lever for Old Xavs.
Now the captain sends it into the D. Few of the Old Xavs boys asking for the foot, but the obstruction was called. It's going to be a Yarra ball.
It's coming up on 7 minutes played, and now Old Xavs showing a much higher press. And that's a little bit too easy for Cosgrave to put that through to Lovell. Lovell getting some treatment, gets the free hit. A high press there, but Xavs were all in a line straight across, and
you run the risk with the high press if it gets through that first line. Then
and look, sorry to interrupt.
No, don't be.
Probably as Joel Hamilton picks off that attempted pass from Cosgrave.
He's got some slick skills. A few of the Old Xavs boys asking the question whether whether it was knocked away after the whistle.
I think Jai knew his whistle was a bit late, so that's good umpiring there. What I was going to say was, look, I mean, the part of the team that is the most consistent from the years in Premier League is the defence for Yarra Valley. So, you know, they've played at that level for a couple of years. So a high, flat press of 3 across, you're going to want to have some pretty good positioning in your midfield to not allow, you know, the likes of Cosgrave and Pitt and Winnan to actually pick through that.
Yeah. Cosgrave's seen a fair bit of the ball early on. Rock solid in defence thus far. He's going to go the long ball. It's effective. Gets through a few lines.
Midgley confronted by Hamilton and one other. Coulton gets the touch, almost puts that forward in the middle. Lovell will bring this through. Lovell, who went to Xavier College, knows a few of the Old Xavs boys.
Use Lovell back again if he wants. Too slow. Old Xavs get the free, and Lovell went to the ground there and collected the feet of the Old Xavs striker. Up and over. There's no Old Xavs though. It's just going to trickle over into the goal. Haven't seen too many overheads from Yarra or so far, but definitely a few from Joel Hamilton. The wind will play a factor in this.
Harry Broad. Just working the ball into Jack Hopper. You know, teams always, and I mean, really, unless you're in the club, you don't sort of know about these sort of people. But, you know, there's teams that you've got, everyone knows about your goal scorers and your stars and things like that. But there's those players that when you ask the players who are the most important people, sometimes they throw up names that you might not expect. And Jack Hopper, the number 45, is certainly one of those. If you asked, you know, people from opposition teams, you know, who is he, they might know him by sight. They wouldn't know his name, but he's one of the most team-orientated, hard-running players that you'll find, and just puts everything on the line. You see him diving for tackles, and just a really, really quality player. Pitt in the circle now. That's come up.
He's looking dangerous forward of that attacking 25, Pitt. That's his second time he's got it into the D.
Cosgrave reads that well. Starkins. Mitchell Winnan.
That one's
A little bit of mistouch.
Here's an opportunity for Old Xavs. He's got the pace. Good lunging tackle made by Thompson. Wins the free.
The rebound is on here. Yeah. Coulton. That's dangerous.
It was a cracking tackle made by Thompson. It was
watch this. It comes through
out
here.
The back. Jamie Buxton uses his pace.
Thompson gets up to speed and gets that ball. That's a dangerous tackle too. He's come across the body, but absolutely nails that. Middles the ball and takes the ball straight off. Broad will receive the ball from Cosgrave here. Cuts infield. Great movement. Puts 2 players. Goes deep. Unfortunate, it's not going to get through. Oh, just the grab. Keeps it out of the touch of Winnan. And now Chris Lever works with Hamilton. Back to Lever.
Well done by Mitch Winnan. He was in the contest earlier, so he's worked hard to get back into it. Pitt back to Winnan. Mitch Winnan jinking. Somehow keeps it on the end of his stick. They want to go wide to the right. It's where they've got the numbers advantage. They're going to go straight into the D. Bobbles off a few sticks. It's going to be a 16.
Comes off the Yarra stick at the top there. So Xavs will get the opportunity here. Now, I think we called it last week in regards to Geelong had a lot of success putting Xavs under a lot of pressure off their 16s. And I think that was fairly obvious for both teams, actually. I thought Xavs had a lot of success putting pressure up on Geelong as well.
So no ball boys in the Vic League 1.
No.
Something I'm very used to in the Resis.
Yep.
Cosgrave, piercing ball.
Which I actually think, I mean, it's difficult because then you got to have them for all games. But I think as that ball comes up and off our man lift,
one hand, one bounce in the crowd. It was a good catch.
I actually think it's a bit of a problem because in regards to not having ball boys, we discussed this a couple of years ago when at KBH, a couple of years before they went up, and it does seem to slow the game down. And I think, so when teams go up to Premier League, it's like, wow, people are grabbing free hits, playing on. I think it's something that they could look at. Xavs looking to go long here, go up the middle. That'll run past and over the sideline as we feel like we've been going for a fair while. 13 minutes gone. Lots of action, end-to-end, quick ball movement, long ball movement. Meaden runs through, will collect that ball. Play on is the call. Puts it outside to Manderson. Manderson goes wide. And Errol Winnan just won't be able to bring that in, but that was quick movement. There's a goal on I think it's on the Yarra Facebook now, but from weeks ago at West Vic where Tom Meaden grabbed the ball defensive side of the half line and ran it all the way to the circle and put it in the top left corner.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Good tackle made by Broad. Going to try and get it over to the left-hand side. Great intercept. That was by the attacker, Adam Gardner. Goes back, Joel Hamilton, and now they're going to tack through the left and go on the reverse. Fantastic tackle made inside the circle, wins the free. James Thompson started this game very well, very safe in the defensive side.
Xavs have looked dangerous when they've turned it over high, especially, obviously attacking side of the half line. Cosgrave just puts that ball through. Meaden runs, drives. He'll have to go past Hamilton. No, gives away. The first one is given. Manderson now on the ball. They say it's over.
Gardner really wants to get this high press, high turnover game going for Old Xavs. Good tackle made just before the half line.
I think there was some concern for Coulton over his 5 yards there, so he's pulled out of that tackle. Ball all the way across. Great movement by Xavs. 2-on-2 in the attacking 25. Players now arriving for both teams. That's a good tackle by Cosgrave. Spins out, not obstructing. Turns it straight over, though. They'll be able to drive and put that across to Broad, intercepts and clears. They had Hamilton free right on the top of the circle there and could have really put some pressure on the Valley net if they just quickly poked that ball in.
Some good signs early from number 55, Adam Gardner.
Yep.
Wants it up high, and he's looking dangerous. Great intercept, James Thompson manning up in front. Oh, sorry, it's Broad. That one comes off the Old Xavs stick. It's going to be a sideline ball. Oh, no, sorry, it's going to be a dangerous ball.
Comes off the Xavs stick from the Broad pass and towards Yarra, so free hit there. Thompson with composure. He's under a fair bit of pressure. And Midgley gives the big thumbs up, saying great ball. Through on a 2-on-2. So Xavs now. There's a lot of space in the midfield. There's almost no one between the midline and the attacking 25 for Xavs.
You're going to have to go up and over. Great intercept made. Wasn't an easy one to pluck, but just did it with the one hand. Out wide.
Winnan to his brother Errol. Pokes that ball forward. Hamilton will get there first.
Great move by Hamilton. Just reverse jinx him.
Gets past Winnan.
Good tackle. quick to go.
Another great tackle by Elliot Winnan. Really tight in game at the moment once it hits.
30 seconds left in this quarter.
So Yarra will just want to be holding on possession here. I think they've got the scoreboard working again, so they'll know how long to go. To Lovell in the midfield, drives towards Winnan, gets it. This will be a turnover for Hamilton. He'll jink back into space. No, it's going to be a free hit, I think they're taking. They've squirted out left. Pressure by Meaden, and
Clock's going to beat him, I think.
yeah, that was good work by Chris Gleeson. And as we wind down the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen, 1-0, courtesy of Owen Pitt, the Yarra Valley captain, punching home from short range. Xavs threatening once they're inside the 25 and really starting to drive deep into the Yarra Valley defensive side. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second quarter about to get underway here in the men's Vic League 1 competition. 2v4 in this fixture, and the first quarter was a feast of action, attacking and defensive work from both sides, Old Xaverians and Yarra Valley. The home side, Yarra Valley with a 1-0 lead, courtesy of Owen Pitt, slamming home from short range. Old Xavs not without their chances though. Goalkeeper Tom Dial called into account a few times, up to the task thus far, but looking forward to this second quarter. And welcome down to Yarra Valley Hockey Club, courtesy of some of our sponsors here, and the MySport Live with Hockey Victoria, the GameClothing.com.au. Women's Premier League coming up at 3:30 between the home side and the Tem Hockey Club. Make sure you stay with us throughout the whole afternoon because the weather's going to get a whole lot worse, at least I think if you're where we are. Gideon, I'm not sure if you can hear me, but you're up on the man lift with the camera. Thank you. I hope the weather stays okay for you, my friend, as we do every week. My name is Ken Smith, and I'm joined by Caleb Scanlon, who's just been distracted by the sausage dog for a minute or two, but he's now back on deck.
Good to be back.
Xaverians.
Great sausage dog.
Xaverians with first use.
What a cracking overhead. That is a fantastic ball to the advantage of Old Xavs. James Thompson, though, gets a nice little intercept. Mason sends it back. It's going to be another overhead. That one gets through. Good backing up, though. Old Xavs, here's a chance, though, through the youngster. It's Meaden.
Tom, the youngest of 3 Meaden brothers, who are the cousins of Zach Meaden from Doncaster.
Nice. Good
So,
hockey genes in the blood.
Yep, so the Meaden's father, Chris, and Zach's father, John, are brothers. And Tom's brother, Jonah, was coming back from injury, playing in the reserves. And his brother, Matthew, usually plays in the reserves too. They've played a couple of games in the ones all together.
That is an absolutely cracking ball. Deceives everyone. And they're in here if they can work it into the D. They are. Opportunity now for Yarra. Good defence, though. That was Joel Hamilton. Just getting a stick in there. Yeah.
Crucial tackle there. Spread the ball to Cosgrave. He's got Winnan wide.
Great ball in. Oh, almost got through to the back where Winnan was sitting on that post.
It was a timely interception by Old Xaverians, almost a touch through to, I think, Mitch Winnan.
Difficult spot to work it out from here. Let's see if they try and, they are going to go back to Cosgrave. Try and get it down the right. Great ball.
That's a fearless ball, isn't it? Pitt drives, strength, puts the frame between the ball and his opponent, spins inside. Gives away the free.
There's not too many Old Xavs up ahead, but they've done well here to keep the ball.
And he kept that ball in off Hamilton. Tackle by Manderson. James Thompson goes long. Meaden gets turned on by, that's Alex Besson. Dangerous ball in for Besson. Comes off the foot there of number 12, Chris Lever.
Cosgrave back to Thompson. Good trap made by Pitt. He's going to go the full transfer over to the other side. Great work. Meaden just forces his way through, keeps the ball going forwards, and finds it out the back. Chance for Winnan. He's got it. He's rolled it straight in. That's great work by Meaden.
That's all created by Meaden, and also great umpiring. He was hacked down, but they didn't blow, gave the advantage, and he rides this challenge, puts it forward, sees Winnan, and eyes up, finishes. That's almost centimetre perfect, just inside the right-hand post. And 2-0 now to Yarra Valley.
Mitch Winnan, the younger brother or the older brother?
The youngest brother.
Youngest brother.
Yep.
Great finish.
Errol's the oldest, then Elliot, and then Mitchell.
And a great salad on the top of his head as well. I think it's
definitely a fine.
It's exceptional. Odell Beckham, Jason Johannesson-esque.
I think fancies himself a bit of a fashionista, Mitchell.
Yeah, he's got a nice earring going on. Probably can't pick that up on the live stream.
It's terrible. We just say he's definitely his own person, put it that way. A quiet achiever.
Mitch, if you're listening back to this in the post-game review, I think you should
Which
keep
he probably won't. I'm not going to lie. He's not going to watch it back. Cosgrave reins that one in, tests the hamstrings, puts it out. Thompson cuts inside, needs to get rid of the ball here, does. Scything ball through the middle. Meaden. Mitchell Winnan takes off again against Hamilton. Hamilton wins that battle. A great little tackle. Reverse sweep, very composed. And now Xavs, a little bit of end-to-end.
Buxton, you want to try and find Gardner. Gardner's on the post. Goes the other side. Opportunity now on the Tommer. Good save made. Another chance now. Hamilton just trickles one in. It's not going to go in.
That's a great tackle by Hopper. Low.
A few bodies. There was a clamour of bodies, and it was the captain, Pitt, that ended up on the ground.
I'll let you call this one.
So the free is called here when Pitt goes in for the challenge. A 50-50 call, I think you could say. Always difficult when it's a clash of bodies to say who instigated it. Nevertheless, this is our first look at Old Xavs from the short corner battery.
Yep.
Number 51 is Buxton lining up at the top of the battery. And Joel Hamilton to his left at L1.
Gleason not on, had the penalty corner last week.
So Charlie Buxton, out it comes, goes to the top. The trap's good, uses Hamilton. Hamilton just mistimed his one shot, but bounces into the foot of the second runner.
I'll hazard a guess to say they thought it was going there. You see Pitt streaming straight out. One of the quickest, James Thompson and Owen Pitt would be one of the quickest combinations of 1-2 runners that you'll find not only in Vic League 1, but very successful Premier League, especially in the first year.
Buxton still at the top. Comes out. Trap's good. Buxton goes for the flick. It's looking for the deflection. Adam Gardner on all fours. Now, might be a case of third time lucky for Old Xavs here.
So we see the replay here. Now going for that deflection, trying to sit in front, and that's hit the foot of Cosgrave, but with the goalkeeper behind, so penalty quarter.
So Jamie Buxton has joined his brother Charlie at the top of the D. Out it comes. It's going to be Jamie. Goes for the upright hit. To Bobbler, straight into the foot. Cosgrave on the post. So all three have been different variations.
Seeing it. Seeing it. Nothing.
Three variations from three corners in a row. See if they go back to one of their originals or how many they've got in the playbook. This time it's going to be Jamie Buxton. Good trap. Over to Hamilton. Hamilton with a flick, and it's in. Great finish from Hamilton. It wasn't quick. It was a little bit of a lollipop, but just enough variation with the layoff. There we see Hamilton picks it up.
So the flick so it can go above the backboard as well, just for anyone wondering. Now, good finish there, and look, four penalty corners, you're going to want to get a reward. If you're going to be successful at any level, you need to have success with your penalty corners. It's a little bit of a bobbling ball, gives Xavs possession in the attacking 25. 2-1 the score. Great work by Xavs inside the circle again. Pitt takes this one.
Hamilton applying pressure. That one's going against Hamilton for the arm in the back. Pitt wants to go quickly. Looks up. That one stays in just.
Little mistrap by Midgley allows Xavs to take the ball.
Backside.
Hamilton on the ball.
Come on.
Still over, come on. You okay?
Just stayed low enough to not be called dangerous.
Backside.
Over the baseline. It's going to be a Yarra 16-yard hit.
If you are anywhere near the Belfield region, we've got the Argentinian barbecue day, which is down at Yarra, and let me tell you,
Squibb on the left,
this has become a
Wilson
staple
on the right,
of the
comes
Yarra
to
Valley
Wilson.
calendar for a couple of years. We have two of our
There is the
brilliant
follow-up,
members,
and there is
Julian
Stewart.
Gonzalo,
No.
who've been here for many years now, Australians, full-blooded Australians, but originally from Argentina. And
Stewart's going to ask
Gonzalo
a
is
question. There's no
one of the
referral.
managers at an Argentinian restaurant in the city called San Telmo. Meat and wine is his thing, and he's behind the barbecue at the moment. They've got some authentic Argentinian sausages that they're slicing up, rubbing the herbs, and they've got the chimichurri going.
Smells exceptional.
It's the first year we did it, we sold out in the first hour and a half, and we had 500 sausages.
So if you're in the E region, don't come
Place to have any chance, and while defending, you can see they're pretty deep in the circle.
Well, a mistake defensively. Mandy picks up, drives along the baseline, and a penalty corner.
Cosgrave tries to go in. Good deflection made. Bobbles through to Willis. Willis looking for a through ball, but it's well intercepted at the back. Long hockey played at the moment. Hamilton in the middle. He's got a bit of time and space. Good composure. Gleason looking for a teammate. Just bounces off the stick, but it's to the advantage of old Xavs. Great jinx. Wins the free. Nice tackle made by Cosgrave. Just got to stick in there.
Penalty corner coming.
Good ball into the D.
Well, a great aerial route played right across over the defence. Kinross gets the ball.
Be a long corner. A lot of the play up in the old
plays that ball
half
across the baseline.
in this quarter, especially. Chance here to win a short corner if he can. Gets around one. Good plastic tackle made. That was Cosgrave.
You'll see why here the penalty corner was awarded.
But Dawson's flick goes right across over the defence. And
volume on
Dawson
that
standing
slap it out.
before the
We
defender
go
runs
to
into
the
him. The defender
sideline.
can't run
Did
into
get a
the
shout out from
space.
two of the
And
boys
that's
that played with
clean
James Thompson
of,
from the country on the live
infringement
stream.
and a
So
penalty
if you're watching,
corner
make sure you
Yet we used to
say hello. Ned Max.
And normally from Germany you get
Max Ferrier, yeah. Ned
see someone there tipping that ball in.
Ned Jackson still
It's
at
not
Westby.
a player known.
Max at
Field
Geelong.
goals.
So they'll be watching this with a lot of
Penalty
interest.
corner. Coming now, Germany's way.
Well, Japanese player didn't really know what to do. He was close enough.
Xavs having a very successful
Brew was
season, so
under
you
it.
have to say they've
Japanese
arrested some
players
of that
there with him.
Momentum that Yarra had after the second goal. A little bit of mistrap.
And so the rule
Anderson
requires that
also
he's got
played
to run
in
off.
that country team.
Such a hard one
Flow
there. That inside
and,
ball to the top of the 25. It's a dangerous
you
spot
like
to put it.
Create momentum for
Cosgrave
yourself.
give him the bump on Chris Gleason just outside the 25. You can see it here.
So it's come off. It's come off a Yarra stick. Yep, so that's dangerous. Good thing both people got their heads out of the way. I saw a player lose 4 teeth in a game last weekend. So
I did stay up quite late last night watching the cricket, and I'll come back to this. Opportunity for old Xavs. Oh, another one, just jumping out of the way. Steve Smith copped a very nasty ball to the neck.
Horrific.
And it was, commentators just went quiet for a while. So I don't know why they were doing this.
Watch this, Harry Broad gets out of there.
Oh, good rock and roll that for a while. That's exceptional. Thompson applying pressure.
Feels like he goes up and over. Yeah, good decisive keeping from Power.
Just goes past the attempt at Charlie Buxton.
Ball's going to come back to Jordan.
Second time in quick succession.
Build up here from
Day
Xavs.
4 and
They've had
day
a lot
1.
of momentum for the last 5 minutes.
They'll go to the top of the 23. Now 10.
Yeah, probably just looking to absorb this here, but you're right, it's definitely...
Short corner called for the raised ball into the D. Came off the Yarra stick.
Hang on a second.
So that was raised outside the D.
So it's raised on the dots. And that is...
Short corner.
You can explain that one to me later, Jai.
So a 5th short corner for Old Xavs in this quarter. Chris Gleeson is on this time, so their go-to penalty corner. It comes out, trap's good. Gleeson with the flick. Good running down by James Thompson. Got to stick to it, deflected it wide.
Got some heat on that one, Gleeson.
Yep.
Was looking to go right, similar spot to where he put the drawing goal last week with only a minute and a half or 2 minutes to go. Broad tries to put that through to Winnan. That'll be picked off again by Hopper. Puts it out to space. We're running down with 2 minutes, 28 seconds left on the clock here.
Old Xavs would love this quarter to go a little bit longer. They've got the momentum, haven't got the reward on the score sheet. Pitt just sends one into the heavens and it comes down. Well trapped though, Jordan. Jordan finds a foot.
Off the foot
now
of Midgley.
Lever, nice skills, wants to cut inside. Gonna go back though. Not too many options, so they're gonna have to just force their way down the line.
Winnan wins the contest against 2 Xaverians players there. Couldn't quite see the numbers.
Have a look at the dog stalking the ball just behind the fence there.
That is Coach Mason's dog, Faith. Ball cross, up, touch by Xavs. Coulton with a need of the touch. Winnan falls over.
Skates.
Rebound. Ball tries to go through. Mistouch. Yeah, that is Faith the Kelpie. And that is Alex's dog. And she just chases that up and down every training session. It's great. She doesn't come on the pitch, doesn't she? Just goes up and down.
Pressure applied by Buxton. Good a tackle made, but Cosgrove just strong. Holds the ball. Wide to Manderson. And that one's a great ball down the line. Good trap made. And the jink is too high.
Yep,
into the
too
knee.
high, straight into the knee.
There's space up ahead. Buxton looks up. He's going to retreat. And they're going to wait for the rest of the Old Xavs boys to join him. Well intercepted at the back by Pitt. He's got a bit of pace behind him, and he's going to keep going. He's charging down the field. He's already got one goal. He wouldn't mind another. Pitt, he's got space on the left. He's going to want to try and get it over to Manderson, but Old Xavs have read it, and they've picked that off.
10 seconds to go here, so they won't have known how long was to go. The scoreboards have a little bit of a fit over there, and that is the end of our second quarter here. Half-time coming straight up from the dam. Ladies and gentlemen, 5-minute break. Come back with us straight away. We'll see you then. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Yarra Valley Hockey Club and the men's Vic League 1 competition here, Yarra Valley, the home side, welcoming Old Xaverians. And half-time has just elapsed. 2-1 is the lead to the home side over Old Xaverians, courtesy of a couple goals for Old Xavs off the penalty corner, Joel Hamilton, and for Yarra Valley, Owen Pitt and Mitchell Winnan on the score sheet. My name is Kin Smith, and I'm joined by Caleb Scanlon. And Caleb, we were talking off-air that Xavs probably a little bit more comfortable playing a bit of a run and gun and helter-skelter sort of game. They look, like they enjoy that sort of counter-attacking, real space, but they put on some really good pressure in those last sort of 10 minutes. I think they really owned that last 10 minutes. And Yarra Valley probably just needing to get a little bit of control back and just settle in and play, their style of game.
I definitely agree. We did see a good fight back there from Old Xavs in that second quarter. Here's a chance, Hamilton. Just straight into the defence, though. Back and forth stuff early on. Both teams want to get on the score sheet very early. Going to go down the left. That ball's going to go wide.
It's a good ball. It's a really good ball, identifying the space. They look like they had number 5 for Old Xavs streaming in, who is, of course, not on our sheet.
Fill in.
Fill in. Are you going to tell people what you to go to your Twitter and see what you did with the team sheets?
Yeah, I had that draft, that tweet drafted for a little while. Fill in was, of course, Braden Sire from Collingwood Football Club, who played under the pseudonym Fill In for a basketball team while he was injured. But from now on, we are referring to number 5 as
Phil.
Phil. Great pass to Phil. As we say his name, rolls it wide.
It is actually Patrick O'Sullivan, or Paddy, who we've played against for a number of years.
My apologies, Paddy.
Another penalty corner for Old Xavs. He's in the first few minutes, so really quality start for the visitors here. I think some stick checks there. Leo Fitzgerald towards the corner. And Jai Brown says, yep, that's correct.
A few of the other Vic League 1, well, a few people from other Vic League 1 teams are tuning in as well. I just got a message from Tim Burnham from Northwest Lightning. They had a nice win yesterday.
They did.
Out it comes to the top. Buxton with the low ball. Good deflection on the left there. Number 32 is Liam O'Brien sliding in. That one brings it back to 2-all. Buxton, good pickup. Sends it low. Right place at the right time. And a great finish from O'Brien.
Yeah, Northwest Lightning beating Pegs, so 9th beating 3rd.
Huge.
And we talked about it pre-game that sets up Northwest Lightning versus Monash is a relegation game. So if you win, you're in Vic League 1. If you lose, you're out.
It'll definitely be one that I'll be following closely on the Altius next week. Thompson. Retreating. Good in and out, though.
To Hopper, to Elliot Winnan, back to Jack Hopper. Wheels around, uses Thompson. This is more like it for Yarra Valley. Love to control the ball. That flashes through. 16. Hit? No. Yes. Raises both hands. Thought he was only going to raise one. 16-yard hit for Old Xavs.
Jordan just wanted the whiter ball, which is great for us on the broadcast. Oh, it's a pressure applied by Pitt, but he's fallen over. Nevertheless, it's turned over at the half line. Sling it wide. Hopper goes back to Thompson. Thompson, if he wants to complete the transfer, he's got Broad on his right. Doesn't, he goes back to the left. In and out, but that one's intercepted. Chance here for Hamilton. Good tackle made in the middle. Steal. This is good play. This is a good start to the quarter from Old Xavs. Lever plays it on. Goes deep to the baseline. Unhappy with that. They send it back out. It's in the D. Thompson, good composure. Great tackle made there, Winnan. Still inside the D. This is dangerous territory. Raised ball. No danger called. Manderson intercepted by Hamilton, though. Hamilton just pops it straight back. They're stuck on the baseline here. Yard hit. Broad. Good press applied here from Old Xavs. Great jink by Broad.
Searching ball, and Meaden and Pitt raise the hands. So it doesn't look like we've got live scores coming from Brunswick versus Tem in the Men's Premier League. So whoever's on the tech bench there, can you sort it out for us? Someone who's watching there, and also on this one, send me some sort of communique.
So Gleason's going to have the ball 5 yards out from the D. Sends a little popped jink through. That's Jamie Buxton.
Looks like it's a little bit slippery out there today. This this pitch does get a little bit slidey once.
Great ball in. Opportunity. There's numbers around the ball. That's ricocheted into the attacker's shin guard.
When there's a little bit of moisture and such on the pitch, it can get quite slippery. As we see the replay here, that just needed the touch, but that's come off and doink up off the shin pad.
Adam Garden's shin guard.
Xavs back with possession here, streaming. Definitely the more proactive team at this stage.
Back it goes. Fraser to Hamilton. Hamilton with the upright hit. Comes off, but ricochets off Alex Besson's stick there over the sideline. Pitt wants to take it quickly. On off Fraser's foot. This is good build up here from Yarra. Wrestle back a little bit of that momentum.
A lot of players in this defensive 25. Very congested. That's come in, and Joel Hamilton will clean that up and stride out of the circle. Puts a little pop pass through. That'll come off. Broad will attack that. Cops a bit of treatment through. Meaden getting a few stick checks. Riding, gets the free hit. Broad wants to shoot it out wide. Tries to find Hopper. Does. Out on the right-hand side here. Under pressure. Goes all the way back. Finds Thompson. No, it's going to be a free hit. Thompson will let that one run.
They shut that down well, Old Xavs. Broad wanted to take it quickly. Had players on his right. I think it was number 12 there in Lever. He cut off that ball straight away and forced Broad to pass the ball he didn't want to pass. McCarthy looking to go over. He's going to go around instead. Back to the captain, Fraser. Good build up here. This is Alex Besson. Besson, the advantage is called. They're inside the D. Good move. Back post. Couldn't find the teammate. Well defended by Yarra. James Thompson again on that last line of defence.
Free hit for Xavs, left-hand side. Small games happening here. Trying to bring that ball forward. That's a good tackle.
Going to be Chris Lever on the ball. Plays it on. He's going to try and use the advantage, but the umpire calls him up on it. Going to go back to McCarthy. McCarthy just fluffs the trap a little bit.
Pitt will put the pressure on here. Tried to bump it to himself. Couldn't quite do so. Gets the interception and pushes it out for a free hit. So Yarra Valley have pushed the pressure point all the way back here, almost to the attacking 25. Goes up over the top. Thompson brings that one down. Thought it would have been a free. Didn't come.
Nice pressure applied. That's O'Brien.
Ten minutes gone in this, the third quarter. This game's, the pace of this game just starting to speed up here, and that is in regards to the time elapsed. Quick turnover. Xavs, Cosgrave gathers, puts that ball forward, comes off the shin pad.
Chris
They
Gleason.
said it's a Xavs free hit.
He's getting a lot of the ball, Chris Gleason. We've seen a lot more of him this second half. Well intercepted. Great work by Hamilton. Back to Gleason, and they do a little 1-2. Hamilton now. Just mistimes his hit, and that one's intercepted well.
It's a good touch by Willis. He just puts it just outside the reach of Mitch Winnan. He's normally got a good reach, but doesn't grab that one. Lots of space out on the right-hand side here. On the attacking left-hand side. If they could get it all the way over there, they had Tim McCarthy in a lot of space. The ball rolls over for a 16-yard hit. We're starting to get towards the shadows of three-quarter time. 6 minutes to go, plenty of time here. As the clouds are definitely rolling in, and I reckon there might be some changing weather patterns for the Women's Premier League. Thompson rolls it all the way across to Cosgrave, not under immense pressure. Now the pressure comes. Rolls it to Winnan, puts it into Hopper. Hopper back to Winnan. They've got to think their way through this. They're under a lot of pressure from a number of Xavs players.
Good move by Hopper.
Just misses the pass across.
Saw something that we didn't. McCarthy, just outside the 25. See if he wants to go straight in. He's going to use Hamilton down the line. Hamilton looks up. It's a one-on-one. Just mistimed his tomahawk there. Thompson runs it out of defence. Forces his way through. Well done. Willis. Here's a chance. To Pitt. Pitt's already got one. One-on-one. Goes to Toma. Great defence.
And a penalty corner.
Few fingers, yep.
So penalty corner, great ball by Cam Willis. Puts it in front of Owen Pitt, who stretches. Look at this. And Zach Coulton then puts it in front. Great ball by Coulton, great pickup. So Owen Pitt going for the tomahawk and clatters it onto the foot.
Yep. So
a good result. But Xavs with a lot of pressure at the moment. Yarra Valley really need to get a good execution on this particular one just to get back a little bit of control.
Have we seen a Yarra Valley short corner yet? I don't think so. This might be the first.
I do not believe we have, no.
First opportunity from the penalty corner spot. Or D. So that's Pitt on the left. Coulton on the right. Coulton looking the more active one, so I'm going to put my money on him. Mitch Winnan at L1. Out it comes. Goes to Pitt. Pitt with the upright hit. Good hit. Good save made.
Needed the save. Went down quickly. Did Alistair McDonald-Moss. The hyphen.
A few hyphens in the old Xavs team. Good save.
Yeah, great positioning as well.
And cleared it himself as well. Good follow-up from McDonald-Moss.
Comes off the foot of the Yarra Valley, so a little relieving of pressure for Xavs.
McCarthy.
That's going to be dangerous. So 4 minutes to go here, plenty of time. They're telling him to bring it up. Willis identifies the situation, takes off, puts the ball inside. Coulton, can he finish? No, and it's come off the foot. It was a great recognition of Cam Willis there that everyone was backing off, so he ran straight at the circle.
McCarthy just rolls it back. Good pressure applied. Pitts looked dangerous when he's near the ball.
Almost stealing that one. A little bit more pressure coming.
It's a good ball down the line, but the Yarra Valley defender has the superior position. Pressure applied from behind is called a foul. Winnan. Going to rock and roll it around the left. Not much presenting, so they're going to go back to Winnan on the right. Finds a foot. Just immediately underneath the camera, Winnan. Good ball down the line, but goes searching.
Left-hand side, Xaverians now. High pressure from Yarra Valley with Coulton and Pitt. Now Lovell tries to hit the inside. Hamilton with a lot of space can roll forward. Manderson needs to put the pressure on. Pace by old Xavs, that'll roll out, but good movement.
Adam Gardner, he's in the right spot. Just needs to make that trap. He's looking lively up in the forward line. 2 minutes left in this quarter. Either team could score from here. Good ball to Manderson. Manderson pops it into Pitt. Pitt turns and goes. Does well to win a free there.
It's a good turn, acceleration while Hamilton was coming. That's good play by the Yarra Valley captain.
Manderson goes. Winning now. Can go straight in if he wants, and he does. Good slap. At that awkward height. Goes over a few sticks, but now Starkins with 111 on his back. Does well to keep it in ahead of him, and he's still got it on his stick. Back to Hamilton. Hamilton jinks it straight into the chest of Manderson, and that's going to go against the flow of play. Back and forth stuff. Besson down the line. Great pickup by Gardner. Can turn and go here. Sends it wide.
Good touch by Winnan. Manderson tries to put the pressure on. Xaverians with the ball inside the 25. Minute and 15 seconds to go.
You're going to have to go all the way back, retreating. Fraser goes wide to Jordan. Good pickup. Here's an opportunity now. Besson, no stick check called. So he goes and gets the ball back. McCarthy trying to find Besson. It's going to be still an Old Xavs ball. 50 seconds left. Besson goes quickly. Wins the free. Chris Lever now. Skillful player. Gets into the D, but loses the ball in the process. Opportunity for Old Xavs. Good save, not to give away the free as well. A few of the Old Xavs boys asking the question.
Fitzgerald looks at umpire Brown and they say, no, that was play on.
Dancing around a few of the defenders from Yarra Valley. Chance on the baseline now for Old Xavs. Comes back to the top. Hamilton on the reverse. Pulls back onto his four-stick. And just wasn't on the same wavelength there.
Tries to hit the baseline, but it goes straight over. It's a good pick and turn, and there is the three-quarter time hooter. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes, and we're back on the other side of this.
Feel kind of bad. The CTE is screaming, dude. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Okay, if you fight against modern medicine to this degree, at a certain point, you know, natural selection has to kick in. Like, we have developed society to a certain degree where we thought, perhaps foolishly, that like we had overcome nature, okay? And yet, man still rears its ugly, animalistic, primal head, okay? Every part of our existence on this planet is unnatural, okay? Every part, from skyscrapers to modern medicine. And if you are this desperate to kill your next of kin, okay, there's nothing I can do for you at that point. You might as
Jordan goes the full transfer now. Captain Fraser. Great interception though. Chance here for Yarra on the counter.
Winnan puts it back to Mason. It's Manderson now. Ball forward to Mitchell Winnan. Mitchell Winnan out, back to Errol Winnan. Errol Winnan puts the ball across. Good interception. That was low and hard, and Callum Fraser has rebounded that as the rain starts to come down. Ball goes up over the top, and it's bunted forward. Cosgrave will now put it out to Hopper. Hopper to Pitt, who'll be under pressure, can drive around the sideline. Gives away the free.
Mason. Hesitant to throw it, but good ball in. It's just bounced off.
Bounced off the foot of Tom Meaden.
It was a
cracking
good lead.
Ball in.
Yeah.
When I say cracking, I mean not necessarily great, but literally cracked into the circle at a bouncing height.
Gardner, good turn, but just lost it at the final minute.
Meaden to Winnan. Winnan to Manderson, back to Winnan. Drives round, rides the bump, cuts across, has Hopper on the outside, will go there. Winnan takes off quickly. He can't be tackled. And he says play on though.
A few bodies hitting the deck at the moment. Yep. This last quarter has gone up a notch. I think both teams really want to get the win. Not going to be happy with the draw. Mason rolls it into the corner. Winnan Linking up again with Mason.
Long corner.
Straight in the D though.
Little recognition between Hopper and Manderson. That was the right ball. Just skipped. Probably up off a twig or something. Knowing that corner.
Yeah. 2 trees around.
Yep. Can't get them removed, which is fine. Yeah. Trees are good.
Yeah. Need a few of those.
It's just not great when you got a few twigs and some bark on the pitch. Old Xavs now. 3 minutes already gone in this last quarter.
Besson. Back to the captain in Fraser. Fraser to McCarthy. Good press applied here, Yarra Valley. Not giving that easy ball back. McCarthy looks up again. He's got starved of opportunities. There we go. They finally get it out to the right-hand side. Besson doesn't want to go on the 4 stick, so he just toms it. That one's gone over the baseline. Back to Thompson. Thompson goes in. Hopper. Back to Thompson. Thompson now sends it inboard. Pressure applied. Good turnover by Hamilton. He's at the top of the goals. Goes across to the left. Puts it a bit wide. Adam Gardner just reaching and couldn't trap that one. Good turnover though, and applying the pressure on the top of that 25. Cosgrave. Good turn, but loses it in the process. It's going to be an Old Xavs ball. Jordan now. Was it back to Fraser? Fraser trying to give it back to Jordan and bounces off his stick over the sideline. Win back to Thompson.
Lots of space down the right-hand side for Yarra Valley. They'll bring it there. Cosgrave will use that space. Punches the ball through, trying to find Broad, and he gets there. Cuts inside. No, that'll be put up and high.
Hamilton now on the ball.
Xaverian's ball, they'll leave that there, and Alex Besson will step up.
That one's just missed. Hamilton in the middle. Cosgrave sends it across to Stuart Manderson. He's just gone the upright hit. Interesting to see who this one came off. It's going to be Old Xavs ball.
So they've called the raised ball, so it won't
Danger.
be a 16. Just coming up on 11 minutes to play here. Time starting to not become a factor, but the game just continues to roll on. That's come off the foot of Paddy O'Sullivan.
Not Phil.
The player formerly known as Phil. If you go to Caleb's Twitter, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see he did something very, very humorous where he wrote Phil in on the team sheet.
Oh, chance here. Old Xavs. Great shot by Phil. Oh, it was a good save. He's gone straight to the umpire and asked the question.
I think that was Hamilton. I think you were
Hamilton.
thinking about Phil when
Phil
you
on
said
my
that.
mind.
It's a great save by Tom Dial away to his right.
Yeah.
Savable height, but needed to be saved.
He's so
See
dangerous around here, Hamilton. He's made a few intercepts. And yeah, cracking save. So Old Xavs with a few opportunities in this quarter. Still 2-2. Great intercept there made by Cosgrove.
Yarra Valley ball here to bring out a defence. Cosgrave. With the ball through, Lovell. Finds Broad. Broad can go all the way back to Cosgrave. Turnover on the roughly near the half line, so Xavs will have another chance. Lots of space on the Xavs left-hand side. They're insistent on going down this right side. It was all, if they managed to switch the ball, lots of space for Tim McCarthy to work in.
Broad up and over. Besson reads it well. Now to Hamilton. Hamilton has found a bit of space. Good deflection. Goes wide. It is going to find the teammate. Got a bit of pace behind him. Good skills. Somehow keeps it in. Short corner called. Great movement. Full speed ahead. High fives all around.
Yeah,
Guy Starkins.
Yeah, this will be for the tackle outside. It was for that tackle. You see Leo Fitzgerald raise that right hand and then proceed to give the penalty corner. So for that one there, the sweeping tackle forward.
Now Xavs with the chance to go up 3-2. They were down 2-0 earlier. They've scored the last two. And they have got Chris Gleeson on, so watching Chris Gleeson goes out to the top. Trap's good. Gleeson with the flick. Great save made. The save was good. Had a bit of volume on it, and it was called dangerous.
Is there another penalty call? Yep. They've called another penalty corner here.
So Dial made the save, and yeah, it's just gone up in the air, and while dodging it, has run into the Yarra Valley defender. Gleeson at the top. Push is good. Gleeson with the flick. Great save, Dial. Diving to his left. Fantastic stick save by Dial.
You'll see it here as well. Gleeson rips it to his left-hand side.
Bang.
And the save with the diving hand and stick is taken well by young Tom Dial. Only just turned 18.
Wow. He's had a great last 5 minutes. Made a couple of really important saves. Keeping Yarra in this. Goes wide to Pitt. Few of the players slipping over as the rain comes down. Play on called, it's all hand. Well done by McCarthy. Good link up here. They like to go down the right, and that time just gone wide of his teammate, and it's going to go over the sideline. Chris Levers looked good, number 12. A lot of the ball in that midfield for Old Xavs.
Yeah, one thing that Xavs have done really well is the counter-attack. They've looked really dangerous when they counter-attack and really change the line of that. Coulton now will get in. Mason is streaming through the middle of the pitch. Coulton can drive. Gets the free hit for the obstruction outside.
Keen to go quickly.
And a penalty corner swept straight out. And it's come back off the back. He's swept it straight through. And they get the penalty corner here, Yarra Valley. Critical opportunity here. So we'll see the replay.
Good awareness by Mason, took it quickly.
Yep, that's just a swinging back stick and it's hit the round side, so that's a penalty corner.
What do you think they'll go with here?
Not sure. I'm usually down the other end when they're when they're practicing the penalty corners. So
Thompson on the left. They've also got Hopper on the right.
Plus, I don't want to give away too much.
I reckon it'll be a Thompson slap hit. He's got a pretty mean one. Looking for a deflection on the right from Coulton. That's my bet.
Cosgrave with the injection. It does go to the top. It goes out. Pitt hammers that. It's going to come up, off. Nothing, and a penalty and a long corner.
Well run down there by Callum Fraser.
Yep. I think they read that well too.
Back inside the D. It is a slippery surface out there at the moment.
Brought in by Cosgrave. Great user of the ball. Very... touched out. Yarra Valley ball. 4 minutes, 20 seconds to go.
It's going to be a fascinating last 4 minutes. Both teams would say that they have a claim on winning this game. They've both had their moments.
Xaverians probably with more moments, to be honest. Slips, does Broad.
Starkins finds Hamilton in the middle. He can run with it here. Great opportunity here for Xavs. Cuts back. Well done by Thompson. He's done well not to give away a free. Broad keeps his feet. Coulton now. Oh, just misses the teammate there in Meaden.
The ball just running outside Mean Stick. He did the right thing, tried to take it on the 4-stick and then drive into the circle, but couldn't bring that in. High press by Yarra Valley now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players within about 20 yards of the ball. They've got to sort out the space behind them though. Xaverians like to play like this. They like to then try and throw these balls through.
There's a real urgency at the moment from both teams. They want to score. Great move, Gleeson. Gets a glove on it though. Oh. Gleeson, upright, hits it deep in the corner. Here's a chance for Starkins. It's done well here. Great tackle though, that was awesome by Cosgrave. Cosgrave throws it and it's straight to McCarthy. McCarthy lets it go over the sideline though. 2.5 minutes left with McCarthy got it on the left. Right on halfway. Gonna go down the line. Oh no, he's not, he's got a slider. Well read. Cosgrave, he's done it a lot today. Charging down the middle. Just misses Manderson there. I think he wanted it on his reverse.
They had options both sides there and just couldn't put that quite together through the midfield. String forward, Errol Winnan high. Coulton high, slips over. Cosgrave will gather this one again. He's under pressure. Mason, midfield. Goes out to Elliot Winnan. Back to Broad. All the way back to Pitt. Pitt slides that ball through the midfield. It's just going to come straight back to Xavs after a 75-yard ball. That's put behind them, so another turnover. So a little bit of a pinball running around here. 1:40 seconds on the clock. Both sides throwing absolutely everything here. At least 1:35 by our clock. Broad, back to Cosgrave.
This is good stuff from Yarra. Not being forced to always go forward. They're still backing in their game plan. Sending it back to Cosgrave and Thompson.
Plenty of time for both teams
yeah.
here. 1:15 is a really long time.
Broad. Gonna go down the left. Searching. Can't find Meaden. Now Xavs with a chance. Gonna go down the left.
Trying to overload
Fraser.
their side here.
Yep.
That ball flashes straight out. So with 50 seconds left on the clock, less than a minute to go for Yarra Valley here.
Mason takes it quickly, gets it straight in. It's going to go in the D. Good composure shown by Fraser. Here's the last chance, I reckon. Gleeson sends it down. Adam Gardner. He can still go if he wants it. Thompson's just going to watch it go over the baseline.
25 seconds left to go. They need to get the ball up high. They've got the right man to do the job. It's cut straight out. 18 seconds to go. They need to get the ball inside. They get the free hit.
They've got to go here. Pitt needs to recognise the situation. He sends it to the left. Cosgrave now. Against the clock. It's going to be a buzzer beater if it's in. Whacks it. Awkward height. And it goes over the baseline.
So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. It finishes 2-2 here in a draw between Yarra Valley, the second place team, and the fourth place Old Xaverians. Yarra Valley with all the running early, but Xaverians working their way back into that game very nicely, and they've shared the points here as the rain comes down. Probably a good time for the lads to clear off, and I don't think they'll be too upset about that. They've got afternoon tea waiting for them upstairs. So we'll take a very short break here. We'll be back straight after this with our player of the day. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, after a 2-2 draw here in the Men's Vic League 1 competition between Old Xaverians and Yarra Valley. Lucky enough to have Tom Dial, the goalkeeper for Yarra Valley, with us today. Tom, a really close fought game. Started really well, but Xaverians fought back really hard as well.
Yeah, it was a great game, very close, and they gave us a run for our money. And yeah, it was well played by both teams, and credit to them.
There's a good series of penalty corners there defensively. They did get the one in the end, but it's positive that you can have those repeats and as a unit keep, I guess, the vast majority of them out. They scored, I think, 1 from 7. Yeah, well, that's what we expect. As a defensive unit, we're wanting to be the best in the Vic League, and probably, one of the hardest teams to score against. Big game against Mornington next week before what will be a finals campaign. Old Xaverians are almost certain to be there again. A lot of dangerous teams in Vic League 1, obviously, yourselves, Xaverians, and then Pegs and Geelong as well. So it sets up a really nice series. Yeah, well, we're just going to take it game by game and do our best with each week and, bring on Mornington. Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us, Tom. Enjoy the afternoon tea. We'll see you soon. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Dial there with a couple of very nice saves to finish off the game and keep it a draw. We're going to take a very short break now. We'll be back for the pre-game in the Women's Premier League. Don't go anywhere.
Lady Di's on the line. Lady Di.
Hey, have a cup.